stop giving. I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you, but my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it, 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 wanna release it. Can't see clear through the smoke you created. I feel my feet on the ground and they're shaking. How am I supposed to save the situation? While the steps getting wasted, even though we feel the same. Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your finger marks on my body while it sways? Would you light my way, find my way home again? My home is you. 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 Here we are, where we thought we'd never be. Is there ever a way to be free? Can we turn back time so long, my dear? How are we supposed to save the situation? Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your finger marks on my body while it sways? Would you light my way, find my way home again?
We are back again. We have a few more archers this time, don't we, Bailey?
Like twice, double,
Double.
3 times,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
So this is I'm Scott Booth. I'm with Texas Archery, and I am with
Bailey Honeycutt.
Bailey Honeycutt. Well, a couple things we didn't share with you last time is that Bailey is getting a new shooting shirt here soon, aren't you?
I am.
You are. Bailey
excited.
Bailey is joining the Texas Archery team, is going to be one of the staff shooters for Texas Archery. We're excited to have her, and we'll tell more about Bailey here in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead. We've got the archers out there right now, so we'll go ahead and get some pictures on the archers. We have, that's Ryan. We had Ryan's face.
Poor kid, he's stressing out.
We had interviews for everybody, but for some reason, those interviews are not working. I don't know if the quality, I think we may have too high end of quality on those files. We did all those interviews.
We'll just assume that.
We will.
They were good too.
They were very good. Very good.
Comedy, it was awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna,
But
we'll work on those here in a minute. Whenever there's a little bit of a lull, I'll work on it and see if we can get those videos to come up. But right now we have about 16 archers, maybe 14 archers down there, and this is our small day. We have 14 archers today, this afternoon, 14, maybe 16 this evening, and then tomorrow it gets real. So Bailey, you did your first live feed ever, right?
This morning,
and what do you think?
it was a blast. I loved it.
It was good.
Had to get loosened up a little bit.
Right.
but It was great. We had a lot of fun.
Just making sure everybody can hear us. Let me go ahead and pull up. There we go. We've got our chat up just in case anybody asks any questions. We'll be able to jump on those. While they're still practice. These are practice ends right now. I think we may be going right into scoring right after this.
I think so. We delayed a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We didn't jump on right away, but this should be a quick line, not like this morning. That was a quick line.
My guess is 3 hours. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm betting you're about right.
I see something, it's coming up on the horizon. Oh, let me clear my head and get rid of the distractions. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught me.
Yeah, we're just teaching somebody how to do the cameras real quick for us so that we can just talk. There's a good picture of Barry. There, and he came right to us. We got to be on our toes with him, right?
There's no looking stupid today.
That's right. That's all right. I guess I need to go ahead and turn your mic on. That would help, right?
That would help.
It does help. It does help. All right, while we do this, I'm going to have a little music going. I'm going to see if I can get a couple things going real quick while we do this.
Stop holding back 'cause you can fight it. Oh, I don't know your name, but something in me has ignited. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye. Hey, nah, please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah,
to emotion, leave us in this moment.
Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so
All right, so we've got a few interviews going, trying to get those things over. I think that, like I said, I think we ran them in too high of a quality, and so the system's struggling to pull up a 600 meg file, I guess, from 30 seconds. I thought they seemed pretty slow copying over. I'm like, what on earth? So we'll get that fixed. We've got 3 archers left down there. I don't know if they're scoring right now or not, but we will find out here in a second. Looks like they may be scoring because I see somebody's phone out there in their hands, which is Kevin. So Kevin last week they posted his scores at 299 and it was supposed to be at 269.
That make your heart flutter.
Yeah. I was like, man, he was so close to the. Oh no, he wasn't. He wasn't that close.
Oh gosh.
Like wow. All right, so the scores will be coming in here in a minute, and we will take a look. We have, like I said, we had several interviews, and we're going to see if we can get those pulled up here in a minute, and I may just have to convert them real quick so that we can have them. And because I know that we want to share those interviews with everybody.
There was some good ones.
There was some good ones.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing.
There we go. Now we have some scores coming in. Now let's go ahead and switch to the live scoring, and I will get this thing scrolling here for us. So you see that some of the scores have already posted. That was from this morning. So as scores come in, you'll start seeing new people in first place and, you know, all that good stuff. And we should have, you know, by the end of the day, we should have a good group of archers out there and some scores that people will need to beat, you know. And one thing I'm not sure we explained very well, this afternoon or this morning was that these archers, they're shooting for their division. They're shooting for a state championship, right, Bailey?
Yes, sir.
And so you see like where they're cadet or compound cadet male. So whoever wins, whoever has the highest score for the weekend, round 1, round 2, doesn't mean it's 2 days. It's just 2 rounds of 30 arrows. And whoever has the highest score is a state champion, second place and third place, so on. At the end of Saturday, we're going to take all those scores. Those are going to be your qualifying scores. And if you are a compound, male, female, cadet, and above, we're going to group you together. We're going to rank you from first all the way to last. And then you're going to come in on Sunday and shoot head-to-head. Bare
That'll be
bow.
interesting, for
Oh, yeah,
sure.
that'll be fun. So they'll shoot 8 o'clock will be bare bow, 10 o'clock will be compound, and noon will be recurve. Once each one of those gets to the top 4 archers, then they'll stop and they'll shoot off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. And it'll be bare bow will shoot off head to head. And then and we'll put some platforms down there. We'll shoot them off platforms. We'll have a lot of fun with
Fancy.
it. Yeah. We're giving away $4,000 for compound. We're giving away $4,000 for recurve, and we're giving away $3,000 for bare bow. So $11,000.
That's great.
We'll let this thing scroll through. I know it's kind of long because there's a lot of people, but we'll just let it scroll, and then we'll flip back to the archers. I'm thinking that it may, by the time it ends, we'll probably have to start it over again because everybody will be down there scoring again. But we'll show them up every so often. If you want to go look at live scoring, just go to eyesonscore.com and go out there and you'll see Texas Archery. You'll see this tournament. Click on it and just refresh after every time they score, and you'll be able to see the live scores as they come in. We are running 2 lines, so they'll shoot top and then they'll shoot bottom, and they'll shoot that for 20 ends. All right, let's go back to the archers. There we go. There's Barry, there's Coco, there's Kevin, there's Royce, I think was his name, Ryan.
We have a pretty diverse group of
Yeah.
equipment styles.
Bailey, who was the Texas A&M girl again?
Her name's Abigail.
Abigail, that's right. There's Abigail. Well, big old Ryan. All right. We have a couple traditional guys down there shooting traditional. Wish we could pull the video up and have them explain it. That might be this afternoon, even though we don't have them on the line. We'll see if we can get those things converted so that we can listen to what they have to say. So like I said, there's Olympic recurve down there. There is traditional. There is bare bow. There is compound. You're right. There's a little of everything down there.
I've never really seen traditional anymore. Very rarely do I see it at a tournament.
Yeah, so this facility is, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Texas Archery before, but this facility is about 26,000 square feet. We have a 20-yard range, which we will be using tomorrow because we've had some overflow. It'll just be used in the afternoon tomorrow. We have this range, which is a 40-yard range. And I say it's 40. It's 40 yards elevated, and you can shoot. We shoot 3D in here. As we call it the 3D range. We have about 30, 35 targets that we have in here that they can shoot. We have tournaments we shoot a 3D, not tournament, but league night once every month, second Friday of every month. And
I need to come to one of those. I haven't been yet.
Yeah, they're fun. We try to make it as fair as possible. So we give away money, and so everybody pays. At the end of the night, let's just say you and I walk up and we grab tokens, and I grab one and you grab one. Our scores are put together. And then whoever the team is wins. You don't know it until the end. So it's
fun.
It's the most fair way we can do it, where people could come in and say, okay, I didn't put up a great score, but I ended up winning because my teammate did really well. Or it could be different the next week.
Neat.
That way, one guy doesn't come in and just dominate every time.
I feel like I could think of a few of those.
Yeah, there's some really good shooters that come out here.
How many targets do y'all fit in here? 3D?
We've had
30?
35. I took 5 of them out because it just felt a little crowded in here.
Yep.
So we took 5 of them out. We have them upstairs. We can swap them out if we need to.
Gotcha.
It was taking, it took 6 months to get inserts from Reinhardt.
Wow.
So some of those targets just had to go upstairs because they just had this big old gaping hole in them.
Wow. It's about like everything else, though. Taking forever to get in.
Yep. Well, we appreciate our volunteers that we have 2 people down on cameras. We have Billy Cook and we have Luke Cook. Those are spelt differently. One's spelt, Luke Cook is C-O-O-K. And Billy his is spelt K-O-C-H. Cook. How would you pronounce? I don't know. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Coach. Kosh.
We'll go with Cook. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. Scores are coming in. So we'll go ahead and bring some scores up here. Let me go ahead and refresh the screen for us. And we may speed this up a little bit so we can get through them. We know it takes a while. Let's see. First one's Ryan's shot a 60 so far. We have Ella with a 35. Very good. A Bowman. We always love seeing these young kids out here shooting.
She's a very sweet girl.
Yeah. Such a good little interview. I'm dying that we didn't get to use those interviews.
47 for Madison.
Madison, yep. And it's a way for us to get to know the archers when they come in, too.
True. Loosen them up a little bit.
Yep. Let's get a little music going here. Some of my favorite here.
What, the Mexican music? There you go.
You knew it, didn't you? You knew it.
Called it.
No sé si estoy mezclando una vez más lo que me das y lo que quiero. De pronto esa no sea mi realidad. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Estamos envueltos en un juego de dos, quiero estar en
Yeah, I don't think the video is going to work. My computer, it's just, I don't know if we've got too much going on right now. We've got too much going on right now on my computer, and it's not pulling up the videos so I can edit them down. But it is what it is. We'll, at the break, maybe I'll try again and see if we can get those. I'm just dying that we can't get those videos working. But again, this is a work in progress. We did maybe 10 interviews.
More than that.
I know. There's like...
Well, we only missed, like, I think,
Oh, that's
3
true.
or 4 people.
I bet you there was probably about
Plus a coach.
12 or 15. Yeah, there's probably about 15 interviews. And maybe there's another way I can pull those up. Let me see.
Ahora yo entiendo toda la gravedad. Tú tan hermoso y no te ofrezco nada. Solo recibo y no te puedo dar. Lo que tú quieras, baby, la verás. Aunque bebé yo te llené de Dior, no se arregla esta relación. Lo que yo puedo es pedir perdón, porque no siento lo que sientes vos. Dame la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti. Yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí. Yeah. Creo que la juventud me odia a mí. No había nada interesante, solo interesadas a quien desvestir. No sé si es amor o es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor o es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry.
All right, we're going to try this and see if it works.
I hope so. This was the best one.
All right, I don't think that's going to work. That's it's moving too slow. Now it won't even let me get out of that.
For those of you who know Ryan, he's about 6'5", 6'6", so he's a very tall guy.
There we go.
So I got a step stool for his interview, and it made the entire thing.
Oh, it did.
Hilarious.
It was gold.
We
It
had
was
the whole range laughing.
it was gold.
Very sad.
She's like, hold on a second. Right when she started interviewing, went over and got a little stepping
Ryan's
stool.
face turned bright red. He's like, oh my gosh.
So good. Well, let's go back to the archers. They're finishing up their third end.
My face.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. There we go. This is what happens when you make changes on the fly.
We're winging it today.
Yeah, we are winging it. See Jennifer Snyder with the blue recurve. She's one of the coaches at X10. Barry out of San Antonio. He'll be hosting the Field State Championship this year in April. Their facility out there.
Is that at the National Complex? Or is that
No, it's just at Bubba Bateman's for the
okay.
state championship.
Gotcha.
I think Nationals is out in Yankton this year, and it'll be for making the world team as well. So I think we've got to make some decisions. I think Ryan, he would like to make that team.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. Try to get him up there to South Dakota.
I only know one person that's done that before, Connor, a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Connor made field. It was, I believe it was supposed to be last year, but because of COVID, they went ahead and they pushed it a year. So it's going to be out Yankton. I believe that's where it is.
Normally.
Yeah. So we have the archers are, there we go. Get some scroll action. They were scrolling. There we go. See all the archers down there. We do have, I believe, some of the best archers in the state coming to shoot this weekend. We have, I noticed, which it's great to see. I know that a lot of the Aggie archers don't seem to come out to these events because they have so much else going on. But I guess when you throw a little money out there, they're all coming out of the woodworks.
Broke college kids.
Yeah, so
I'll probably be one of them.
Logan Hamilton, I saw him. I saw Connor Sears on the list. I saw Trenton, Devin, Trenton Olympic recurve, which I believe he actually beat Brady Ellison in the nationals this year, or in indoor nationals. He's a archer at A&M.
He's stout.
Yep. A&M's got some really good archers right now, and some really strong ones coming in. So
He's got to
gonna
be a little biased.
Yeah, I do. Well, you have Casey Koffel coming to A&M. She announced that. You have my son Ryan, of course.
He'll be there next year.
He's coming.
Sawyer Sullivan will be there next
Sawyer
year.
Sullivan's coming. I mean, that is a,
If you know who they are, you know those are some big names.
those are some big names. That's going to be a strong team next year. I believe they've won nationals 22 years in a row, and I believe that it'll be tough to beat them. There's Wendy Cook. She's the one that does the podcast with me, Raising an Archer. That comes out every 2 weeks. If you go out to
Poor girl.
Aw. If you go out to Apple, if you go to Amazon, if you go to Spotify, you'll be able to find Raising an Archer, and you'll see those out there. Let's go ahead and change the view here. I think she might be a little embarrassed that she left her errors. Not a big deal. This happens. I'm sure you've still done it. You've probably done it recently. You get busy talking, right? And then next thing you know.
Mm-hmm. If you're 10 and under, you don't get clapped for. But if you're 10 and older, you'll get the walk of shame clap.
Yeah, you will get the walk of shame.
It's pretty entertaining sometimes.
It
Depends
really
on
is.
who it is.
It really is. Oh, it is. It is.
Some people just start waving their hands as they walk down. Oh,
Yep. Yep. You got to own it, right? You got to own it. But this is, all of this. It's a big tournament. This is not your like Siwat where you have, it's just kind of casual. It's a little more because we paid for judges to be here. Everything has to be certified for a sanctioned event. So you have to have 80 centimeters for the archers to stand in. That's why if you look at the targets, you can see that we've had to change up a little bit. You see the tape on there that shows the size of those bales, because that typical bale is 42 inches, which is nowhere near what they need to be to meet the requirement for USA Archery. So we went ahead and redid everything so that would meet their requirements. It's 18 meters from those targets to the line, and that has all been measured and set, and judges come in and they check all of that. They check the targets to make sure that the targets, even the paper targets, meet the qualifications. Because if there's a world record or a national record, you would hate for that to be skewed because of some small technicality, and we made sure that everything was correct. We have, so there's Ella Stafford shooting. She's out of Pearland. It's good seeing Pearland archers coming back. The COVID kind of slowed those guys down. They used to be the Martians that would show up with their green shooting jerseys, but they've changed it up some.
You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time. I love my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots.
So we're finishing up here. It looks like we have, I'm looking at the scores, so 3 ends, fourth. So this is the fourth end of scoring.
It's going a lot faster than I expected.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, there's very few down there that I don't recognize, that are new to shooting. So that means that they know the routine.
I've all kind of done it before.
They know the routine. Steve's got his stabilizer all on our screen. Did you see that? To go smack him around whenever I see him. There's Barry. Barry is the one with the Nirvana smiley face shirt. Again, a great interview.
Oh, fabulous.
That was so good. I am so frustrated that those interviews didn't work. We will have to fix that for our next round. And we'll have them for the 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock will work. We'll test it at the break. At the break, you and I are going to go down there and make sure it works. Sucks that it didn't work. But we will have those interviews. We may have to redo some of them. They just won't be as good, though, will they?
We'll fake it. Yeah.
Fake it till we make it.
I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
You can see Ryan's shooting an index. He just recently switched from a hinge to an index because he needed a change. And you as an archer, Bailey, I know that you understand that sometimes you've got to change things up because things get in your head. So Bailey Honeycutt is a 3-time national champion. She is a multi-state champion, and she is an okay kid. Just okay.
An okay kid. I agree.
So also you do a lot of bow hunting too.
Yes.
So
sir.
tell me, I asked you earlier what your target setup was, but what is your bow hunter setup?
It is I say donated. I had one of my sponsors. He shoots at Athens Archery. That's kind of an older. Not everybody knows who they are, but it's kind of like an older brand of bow. But he got one donated to me very graciously a couple years ago. So I've been shooting that, And I've kind of been switching between that and my elite, just trying to see what I liked better. So this past season, I hunted with my elite. So I think I may stick with that for the next couple of seasons, but I may switch back. Who knows? The Athens is just smaller.
Yeah.
It's a Athens. Oh, what's it called? I'm like going blank. I can't remember what the name of it is. But I've been shooting my Elite Victory 37. So it's a longer bow to haul it to the tree stand. So
37's a big.
that's one challenge.
That is a big. That's a big bow for hunting.
It is. But the Athens is about, I'd say 30, 31. So it's a lot smaller and
Yeah.
easier to travel with. But
Yeah,
I like them both. You know,
Ryan shoots
just
that Matthews Atlas 34, which is a big bow, and yours is 3 inches bigger.
It's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, banging it against metal tree stands, climbing up, and just.
Yeah. So did you get anything this year?
I did. I got it with a gun.
Okay.
It was right at the end of the season, like the day before the season ended. But I had been waiting. I'd been chasing this really big buck with my bow, and never saw him in the daylight, and just kind of I was like, okay, it's gonna have to be done with a gun. Like he's not showing up.
Yeah.
And but somebody ended up killing him, you know, kind of down the road. And then I was sitting in the stand one day with my gun, and a really nice buck walked out. So I just hopped on the opportunity, you know, right before the season ended. So and I hadn't shot anything.
We had a really rough bow hunting season, you know, out in
It was
East
rough this year
Texas.
for me,
East
too.
Texas was rough. And I know we have property out by you guys, and we saw very little. And what we saw was they would get about 50 yards out and would not come any closer. A lot of acorns that were out there, and I don't know if that freeze caused any issues, but you know we haven't had any issues of getting a doe or a buck or anything in the last couple of years. But last year it was.
I think it was a struggle for everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people killed them late, like super late, like the last week.
And there was the bucks were out late too. Like typically, once you hit about October, the first second week October, everything disappears.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But they seem to keep coming. All right, let's go to the live scoring. Let's see how we're doing. I'll go ahead and just refresh that screen for us. See where we are. Ryan dropped 1. He dropped a 9.
It'd be like those intimidating
There's like-
commentators at Vegas.
Yes.
He dropped
yes.
1.
He dropped 1.
He dropped 1.
I wonder if that's going to get in his head. We have a good group of cadet boys. Some of those are very good shooters.
I'm surprised there's not more cadet females shooting tonight.
You know, it's
It is a school day.
it is a school day. You know, when you look at the list of archers here, I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and look and see what percentages of what divisions and everything, and just curious on where we are as a community, an archery community, because TFAA brought something up when I sat in on their board meeting, and they mentioned that they were down like 15% or something on their cubs, which is not normal for them to be down on cubs, and cubs is that 11 and under age. That means a bunch of them moved up, but they didn't have any new kids come in, and they were trying to figure out how do we bring more kids into, you know, how do we bring them back in? Like, we would hate for the trend to continue to go down, and we wait too late as a archery community to try to engage and get those kids back into those younger divisions. It's kind of like a church. You know, a church gets old, it dies. You gotta have those young ones coming in. It was funny, one year this was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, our club, we weren't sure, like we were looking at our numbers, and we were a heavy male bow hunting group. And not bow hunting, bow, like compound bow. And I was like, man, we need to get some women in here, or girls in here. And I don't. It's like I just mentioned it, and all of a sudden there's so many girls, and I got what I asked for too, because now all of a sudden, not to pick on girls, but there was a little bit of emotion that was added. You know, the practices with the boys were a lot quieter, a lot easier. I shouldn't say easier. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. But there was all of a sudden a little drama that was added by adding some girls
A
to
little
the
more stress.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the archers. There's Coco Mall. There's Skip. And they are going to be scoring again. So this is the top group up. Let's take a look down there. Yeah, I saw Ryan walk ahead. Looks like you dropped 1X on that last arrow. But it compounds, we always, a lot of people pick on the compounds, but man, hitting that X, Bailey, how frustrating is that? Like this USA archery shoot is pretty frustrating of a competition, isn't it?
You have to practice. Like there's no going in, not practicing.
Right.
If you don't practice, you're not going to do well. That's just how it's going to be. Hitting a dime is incredibly hard. I don't think people really fully understand how hard it
When you
is.
add a little pressure to it.
Plus
and then,
winning winning tournaments and stuff.
And compound, there's not a lot of room for error.
Very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah. And so, and then what happens when you keep hitting the Big Ten and just missing the X? It's
like, well, I'm glad I'm hitting tens, but I'm even kind of more mad that I'm not hitting the center.
Right. You'd rather just miss big, right? It's a 9 no matter
Basically. What. You hear a lot of compounds. They'll be like, I'm just not shooting well today, and they literally shoot like 9 ends of 30 in a row, but it's all tens. We're like,
you're just
like,
missing
you're
that
shooting
X.
amazing. It's just missing that dime.
There's Jennifer Snyder with her purple hair. She's a coach out of X10 Archery.
She jamming.
Need to add a little music here for her. There we go.
Get it.
She's got to get her head back in it.
She's looking right at the camera too.
She
has
is.
no
There we
idea.
go. She's got this little head bob on. They can't hear anything that we're saying, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna go. I need to get the scores scrolling on that TV downstairs. So, just we will leave the music going for a second while I get that going.
Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your finger marks on my body while it sways? Would you light my way, find my way home again? My home is you. 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 Here we are, where we thought we'd never be. Is there ever a way to be free? Can we turn back time so long, my dear? How are we supposed to save the situation? Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your finger marks on my body while it sways? Would you light my way, find my way home again? My home is you. 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 My home is you.
All right, we'll go ahead and get the updated scores here. I went down there and asked Dakota Taylor to go ahead and fix that camera for us so that we can be able to go our interviews. Yeah, he had it set in the highest
Oh, so we're just knocking it down
HD.
and try it.
Yeah, go ahead and lower the volume.
So we'll have to redo all of them.
all of them.
Oh, God.
I mean, the videos, I haven't lost the videos. I have them.
You have them. It's just
Well, we may not be able to
Not-
get them until the 6 o'clock time frame because my computer, we have a lot going on here.
there's like 7 screens.
There's so much going on.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on right now. What we have is we have 2 HD cameras down on the floor for the Archers. We have 2 HD, well, those are 4K cameras on the Archers. We have 2 HD cameras on the targets. We have another little camera down there, HD camera that's pointing at the Archers, which I don't think we've actually even pulled up yet. We have the camera that's on Bailey and I. That's a 4K camera. And then we have, what else we have? We have live scoring going on. We have a TV that's broadcasting down below us that has the live scores refreshing. And we just got a lot going on, don't we?
A lot.
And then we have the whole interview.
It's like you're frying the computer's brain. It's like, slow down.
Like, what are you doing? Well, we'll learn from this. Definitely have it down by 6 o'clock on what we need. But we'll go ahead at the break. We'll test an interview, maybe with somebody,
Okay.
and then we can see
Perfect.
if we can get them in there. See if we can get through all these scores. Like I said, by the time it's done, the Archers are
Start shooting the next
so the Archers are stepping up to shoot their next one. So Rick Stonebreaker was supposed to, I put him in wrong. So he shoots at 6 p.m. tonight, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So we will fix that. We'll fix that. Not a big deal. I have, we have, this will put us at about 20-ish archers that have shot of the 170. So there's a few more archers coming. We have about 15 people watching, so it's it's staying pretty consistent to last.
It's probably the same
last
people.
one, probably. Yeah, we have all our my wife, your mom, your dad.
Has anybody said anything? Do we have any of the chats?
No, there wasn't any. There was just your mom said, "Hey."
Oh.
Nathan. Hey, there's Nathan. Aren't you supposed to be in school, Nathan?
I think he's homeschooled, I think.
Oh, is he?
I could be wrong.
He can let us know.
He was texting me just a second ago.
Mr. Nathan Jackson.
Good shooter.
Yeah, he's an excellent shooter. Good kid.
We got to brag on him a little bit since he's
That's right.
listening.
We need to get him down here to shoot with us.
I think he's coming tomorrow. Or shooting.
Oh, is he shooting here?
I think he's shooting tomorrow.
Oh, good. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. You have the camera? Oh, here we go. Yep. Go ahead. There we go. Here's our iPhone. Here is our view. Is that pretty cool? This is pretty cool. Yeah, so this is our view. We are about 50 yards away from everybody, and we're like, not that she gets this, but we're like Bob Euchre making calls here because we're so far away. You don't know who Bob
too
Euchre
young
is.
for that.
All right, go ahead, Steven, change that camera. But you can see all the equipment that we have.
Ooh, my hair looking rough. You can't
It
be
is.
showing that.
See? Let's go ahead and flip this camera around here. There we go. So here's what we have. We have a roadcaster. You know, Wendy always makes fun of me because, I mean, if you look at the amount of stuff that's going on,
We had an iPad right here.
yeah, we had an
earlier.
iPad. I had that. Yeah, it was like your little personal iPad. You could check everybody's scores. Here's what it looks like from our view. Get back on the archers. I'll kill my screen. But you can kind of see. Let me kill this. But I think we've got the best view in the house, so we can see everything going on, and then we have all these close-ups. with the cameras that we can see what everybody's doing. Yeah, Nathan says he is homeschooled now.
Called it.
There's Ethan's mom.
Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan. He shoots recurve with Matthew Parmenter. Do you know that? No, that's right. You're kind of a compound snob, aren't you?
That's my forte.
That is right. You know, we all kind of migrate to what we shoot. You know, there's a few people out there that you'll shoot with. So there's 3 divisions in. Well, there's a 4th now, but we'll talk about the 3 main. So USA Archery has compound, and it doesn't matter. It just needs wheels. So if you showed up with a Genesis bow,
How much?
it would be a compound. That's it. That's the rule. If you shoot a bare bow, you have a bare bow. It has really, you can't put much weight on the front of it. There's just not much on it at all. Hence is the name bare bow. Then there's Olympic recurve. And then they've just added fixed pin this year for collegiate. I thought it was already there, but
too.
they've added something with fixed pins.
Kind of like a bow hunter.
Yep.
Thing.
That Chinese.
With all his Spanish songs, you'd think we'd ate Mexican for lunch.
That's
but
tonight.
We didn't. Oh, it is tonight?
Yes. We're going to have fajitas
Perfect.
tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry for y'all listening tonight because his Spanish songs are going to be
It's so good. I got to come up with some jokes. What was the joke you said earlier?
I know one, but it's probably not appropriate to say on a live feed.
No, let's not do that one. Do the one that you did down there with
The
Steve.
duck?
Yes. Do the duck
Okay,
one.
guys. So, why does a duck have feathers?
Why?
To cover his butt quack.
See, I think that's hilarious.
Best thing
Everybody
ever.
on live feed, you guys can, on the chat, tell us how much you enjoyed that.
1 out of 10.
That was so good. So good. Jesse James is calling me right now. You know what we're going to do?
Put him on speaker.
We're going to put him on speaker. Hold on.
My coach.
Jesse, hold on a second. Oh, he hung up. Oh, no, he didn't.
didn't.
Hold on. I'm going to call him back.
Hangs up on him.
I just
calls
hang
him
up on
back.
him. I'm going to call him back. Jesse Johnson. Let's see here. Bluetooth. Where is it? It's road. There it is. Let's go ahead and connect. There we go. Let's call Jesse since he made the mistake of calling me.
I saw you got him on here the other day.
Yeah.
Scott,
Hey, Jesse, I've got you with Bailey Honeycutt. You are live on
Hey, Coach.
Texas Archery Media. See, this is what happens when you call
Who
me
is
during a
me?
live feed.
oh crud. Okay. Tomorrow, if I shoot the 6
Oh, this is a
p.m.
different
line
Jesse.
tomorrow,
This is a different
yeah,
Jesse.
this is just
I thought it was
this is
Jesse
James
Johnson.
Harrison.
This is a wrong Jesse James.
No,
Jesse,
this is
I thought it was
Jesse
Jesse Johnson. Oh my word.
No.
Sorry, Jesse. So you need me to change your time tomorrow?
no, the 6 o'clock line, I was wondering about the practice, what time practice in range B is.
You
before the
can
6
practice
p.m. line tomorrow.
anytime you want in the
Anytime.
20-yard range. No cost. to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, and then, I haven't been down there since y'all redone all that, but I can figure that out when
Yeah.
I get there. Okay.
Easy. All right, thanks, Jesse.
All right, very good, Scott. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All right, bye. Well, that was embarrassing.
Whoops. It's okay.
Well, Jesse Johnson, Jesse James. I mean, it's all the
different.
same, right? I should have. That's hilarious. We may have to call Jesse now just because
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow and Sunday. Did you say Nathan's on the list?
He is. He said he shoots tomorrow at 6.
Let me look here. I'm looking. Compound,
Cadet
cadet
mill.
right there.
My mom said, y'all so funny.
Oh, that's female. So let me go to male. Nathan Jackson, there he is.
The man, the myth, legend.
Yeah, Nathan, Luke, Wyatt, Logan, Stephen Ashby, Bubba is what they, I think they call him online. We are, what end are we on? Let's see what it says here. So this will be, did they not take a break? Or did they take a break?
Are they there yet?
Oh, they didn't take a break this time. They took a long break in the first one, didn't they?
What round are they on?
30. So this is the 7th. They just finished the 7th end. No, 8th end.
Wait, they're not on a break yet if it's the 8th end. It's 10.
Never mind.
Right? Right? Or am
You're
I
right.
wrong?
You're right.
Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking. Siwap popped into my head. 150 score.
Oh, yeah.
That got me. Oh, how embarrassing. Oh, Steven on the
It's
camera.
okay, Scott. It's okay.
Camera needs some work. He's going to hit me. He's sitting right next to me. Yeah, I gave him such little, I gave him such, I'm like, here, dude, change the things. He's like, I don't even know what to push. Like,
Just push some buttons.
just push some buttons, man. You'll figure it out. And so we got it. There he goes. He's flipping through them. I cannot believe we just called Jesse James instead of Jesse Johnson. That is so funny. He's like, oh, shoot. And I was like, wait a minute. That didn't sound like, was that just, oh, crap. That's not Jesse.
It sounded like you for a second at the
Yeah,
very beginning.
yeah.
I was like, oh.
Like, oh, no. Oh, no. So they are a little over halfway of this round. I keep forgetting that that this is a 60 arrow shoot today. We can hear some music going. I don't think we can hear it. So the one thing on music, like Jordan was like, I don't understand why you play this type of music. Well, the problem is that there is licensed music that you can play on live video. If for some reason it caught the music that was down there, it would mute us, like mute the sounds. So because we can't play music that's not licensed, that we don't own licenses to.
I didn't know it could just mute you. That's
Yeah.
weird.
So if you ever do karaoke, I do.
Always use a different sounding version.
Yeah, and if somebody tries to video it and put it on Facebook, it will mute it a lot of times. For license, I don't know what they call it, but they get onto you about it. That's why I have 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10 songs that we can play through.
You interrupt
Wait,
me
wait,
and
I did
I
Spanish.
interrupt you.
No, it's Spanish right there. But which one do we want? Let's go. Let's see. Let's try this one.
That's the rap song. Is it? Oh. That's Scott's favorite, guys. Like,
Banana. I think he said banana. Yeah, banana. Oh. Let's see what else I said. There we go. How do you make archery more exciting? You add a little Spanish flair, Mexican flair to it is what you do.
our little cameraman over here is doing us really dirty.
Yeah, he is. Let's see, what's this one? This one's a little, it's kind of that mood. It's kind of sad. Then it gets a little exciting. There we go. This is so awesome.
Speaking of Jessie, she has Jessie's shirt on.
Who does?
Madison? Is that her? Blue shirt?
Oh, yeah. Is that one of Jesse's students?
I guess so. That's his Joe ad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His Joe ad design.
Well, he will be here tomorrow. Jesse Johnson,
Johnson.
not Jesse James. Sorry about that, Jesse James. Did not mean to pull you on the call out of everybody. It's a
Took some effort to do that.
I know, if I know them, I have no problem pulling them on here. But I know Jesse, but
Ooh, he's been hitting his arm.
ooh, he has.
Ow.
That does look like it stings a little.
It's one reason I like Calm Down. You very rarely do that unless you do something very
But
wrong.
when you do,
it hurts even worse.
so 2 days ago we had a guy in the shop that hit his arm pretty good. And we really try to keep an eye on that, because of how they grip that bow. They torque that arm into the string, and when they fire it give you goosebumps
once
thinking
you do
about
once, It's like that little bump gets in the way every time.
Yeah, you might as well stop at that point because you're going to keep getting hit. So Ryland was he has shot bear bow. He said for 10 years. He's the one at full draw right now, and just moved back to Olympic recurve.
I'm so glad there's so many archers that know line courtesy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. We shot Aggie Invite. We're at Aggie Invite, and the Joad line. You got to love the Joad line. I mean, it's an intense line. There's a lot of people. The kids are, they're super black and white when it comes to making calls, and one of my archers that shot with
Ryan's face.
shot with our club for many, many years. He shoots one, and as I'm coming back, he says, as he's walking down, he says, "Hey, probably gonna have to call you over for a call." And so I'm like, "Okay, yeah, just let me know." They go over. I forget about it, and then all of a sudden I see him walking off line. I'm like, "Oh," I walk up to him like, "You didn't need a call?" He goes, "I forgot I wasn't shooting on the Joad line." Because the Joad line's they're very strict on their calls. And he says it was in, but it was going to be it's a close one. Anything close, you might as well call the Joad. You might as well call a judge over on that Joad line.
There's not very many smiles on this line.
No.
They're all kind of serious.
There's a lot of music going, so the music's good. Got Ryan at full draw. Like I said, we have a couple traditional shooters down there. And how this is going to work for bear bow is those traditional shooters are going to have to shoot in the bear bow division for open. So they're shooting in their division right now, but whenever they go for the money, they're going to be shooting with the regular bear bow shooters. We did it as a top 64, so top 64, and we don't have that many. But we're planning on in years in the future that we'll be hitting that 64 per division. And I think when you're offering this type of money, and we can publicize it even more, saying, hey, we gave away so much money this year. We're giving away $11,000 in cash. And then also scholarships, we are giving away $5,000. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up, even though we can't do the video. But who won? Well, let's do this. So the first person to be awarded the scholarship was Bailey Honeycutt. So Bailey, there was 18 people that applied, and it was very difficult. We had a whole team. I was not a part of that team. I would have picked somebody else. No. But
A little hurt.
yeah, it stings a little, doesn't it? Doesn't it? When somebody doesn't like you, it stings a little. No, but we have two of them that we're giving out. We give them one out today, and Bailey was the one they applied last year and went through the whole process, and she won $2,500 in scholarship dollars, which we will be sending you a check for that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll be announcing the second winner, which will be a male tomorrow at the same, right around the 1 o'clock time. But congratulations! I think it's you were the right choice. I was picking on you, but very, very well. Everybody loves Bailey Honeycutt, and you're gonna love her too.
Most.
Okay, you're gonna love her.
On a good day.
Yeah. Let's talk to her mom and dad and see how much.
Yeah, don't talk to my dad about this morning. It was way too early.
Was it? I saw the back of your hair, so it must have been rough.
5 o'clock came early.
Oh, it was. Yeah. You leave at 5:30. You get up at 5:30.
No, I got up at 5, but we left at 6.
Okay.
Or before 6.
Yeah, so we got up at 5:30 this morning because we were going to get here by 7, and it was early.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go back to the archers. Nobody wants to look at Bailey in that. Well, but they probably want to look at Bailey. They don't look at me.
Probably like blocking half their screen with their hand.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just get rid of me. All right, let's go ahead and check the scores, Stephen, and let's go ahead and get this thing scrolling for us and see what we have out there so far. It would have been nice if there was a way to just show the archers that are shooting, but I mean, you've got all these divisions, all these different shooters. You kind of have to go through it. Ella's at 97. Let's see what else we have. There's Madison with a 192. And Madison, you said Madison. Which one was it that's Jesse's student?
I think Madison Snell. It's the only compound cadet down there.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know her personally, but I figured that's who it was.
Well, Jesse has so many
He does.
students. We had him on an interview. If you go back to Texas Archery's YouTube channel, you would be able to see there's an interview with him.
Everybody knows Jesse.
Jesse, if you're in archery, if you don't
Heard his
know him,
name.
if you don't know him, you'll know what he looks like, because he's at about every national tournament that you can go to, and he's at a lot of the local ones too. He'll be here this weekend, and he's one of those guys that he just loves the sport.
He does.
You know, and
he's given up so much of his time.
gives up his time
to coach kids.
Yeah, and he gives up his time. He doesn't have any kids shooting it. So he doesn't shoot anymore, but he probably shoots some, but he doesn't compete like he used to. And he just enjoys the sport. And I love seeing him around, because he's always, even though some of our kids are not his students, but he's there. And if anybody comes up, he is always willing to help.
No doubt. I've witnessed it.
We had an issue with Ryan's bow, and he was the first one over at Nationals. He was over there trying to help me get this thing, and I didn't call him over. He just saw me and come running over, and what can I do to help? And I was like, here, I'm going to pull this thing back. You figure out what's going on. I can't see. And there was something with that drop away that was really, I think Ryan's arrows were kicking. And I don't know, when you travel with these bows, it's hard sometimes to figure out what happened. From point A to point B. So we are, we're getting close. What are we at?
That was 24 arrows.
24. So this is, this will be,
2 more ends.
so this will be the 27th arrows. So after this will be one more end after this one, and we'll be at the halfway mark. Going pretty quick. Ella, she's cute, isn't she? I love those glasses.
I'm glad she got herself back out there.
Yeah, look at her. Form looks good. Good job. Ella's with the Paraland shirt. They redesigned those shirts in honor of Sean. Sean was the one that passed away from COVID, and him and Daniel were instrumental in starting Paraland. And that club, if you don't know anything about that club is really an amazing club, because they don't sell anything. All it is it's something that they started because they love the sport, and it's a nonprofit. They have a building now that they shoot out of, and they're just rebuilding right now. But Sean and Daniel started that club together, and it was just tragic when he passed away.
I didn't know him personally, but I've heard his name everywhere.
Yeah. He was one of those ones like Jesse. He just showed up. He was at everything. He was at all the events. He was there for the kids. He would bend over backwards for anybody that was there. So I know that he's been missed, and they're making sure that he's still a part of that club.
Good for them. They are jamming down there.
They are. I feel like it's getting louder.
Yeah, they can't hear it, but it definitely has gotten louder.
Sounds like a little Aerosmith going on. Yeah, we have tomorrow, since we have the other range, I have 2 cameras that we'll be setting up in there so that we can see who's shooting in that range as well. One more end. And we'll be at the halfway mark. How are we doing on time? Yeah, it's not as fast as this morning. This morning we were
2 lines slows it down.
that was hilarious because they had 2 practice ends and they were done with the first half within an hour. So fast. This one, I think you're going to be really close to that 3 hours. Yep.
Oh yeah, probably.
Really close to that 3 hours. We'll see how long of a break they give them. But this is good stuff. I've been looking forward to this tournament for a while, and it finally got here. Finally had everything ready to go. Mm-hmm. Wife made me take a day off yesterday, but I don't think I really took. I really didn't take the day off.
Everybody knows Scott and his work ethic.
Yes, yes. Well, I don't. It's not. It doesn't feel like down. It doesn't feel like work to me. It's just fun. Yeah, that camera. So that camera right there is really just for the targets, but it's not a bad one for the archers if they're standing. I moved the cameras back, so if you watch any of the videos, I had them so close there that when you'd flip to them, all it would show is people's butts. Oh, that's it. That's Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, but tomorrow there's Wendy, there's Veronica. We appreciate our judges. They do. I mean, they have to take time off from work to even do these type of events, which is we're very appreciative. TSA takes care of these judges as much as we can. All right, 3 more arrows and we'll be.
Oh, we forgot arrows again.
I think they tried to do it a little more nonchalantly this time. You know, we don't want Wendy to make her cry again. I'm gonna have to give Wendy a hard time. You know what?
Like Scott.
I need to write that note down. All right. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right.
Pen. You got a pen.
I'm gonna have to get a pen.
I think we have everything but a pen up here. There you go.
Here we go.
Aggravate Wendy.
Wendy made Archer cry.
Well, would that be a safe sport complaint? Wendy made the Archer cry.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and look back at the video so I can write that time down so that we can, if there's an incident, I can say that I had nothing to do with it.
We just egged it on.
That's right. Just egged it on.
We're horrible.
All right, let me go ahead and refresh the screen. Once the scores come up, we'll be able to take a look and see how everybody is doing. We need to look to see. Hold on.
Ryan just dropped 3. Ella's out of 110.
Oh,
frozen.
Let's see. Oh, did it freeze? There we go. Let me see. Let's see what happens here. I got an email. Let's see. Stephen, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So what we are allowing is tell Stephen, I'll go ahead and message, but if the Bowman and the Cubs they paid half the price to shoot this, and so they're shooting for one day, and they're not shooting on Sunday. If a Bowman or a Cub wants to shoot on Sunday, they're welcome to do that. They just have to, when they show up before they shoot, pay the extra, and they'll be entered into the Sunday shoot as well.
Well, that's good. That's a good option.
Yep.
I know, like, I would have taken that.
Yeah.
I would have jumped on.
On
top of that.
Well, it's great experience. I mean, you're going to be shooting against some of the best in Texas. Heck, maybe you pick somebody off. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Only way to get better is shoot against people better than you.
So last round of shooting. As we get through the scores here, about 3/4 of the way through.
Play
Get
some
a-
of your Spanish again.
No,
No Spanish this time?
not this time. This is one of my favorites, by the way. This one,
Let's make a run
Collide.
together. I'll be by your side before we collide.
I almost busted out with it, but then I decided I don't want to blow somebody's ear up, you know.
Let's make it last forever. I'm ready to fly.
Before we collide.
And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide.
All right, there we go. Last scoring end for this half.
And then we can try to get our interviews.
We'll see if we can. Yeah, I talked to Dakota. He said he's going to fix some of that. We'll try to get some of the interviews again. That sucked. I was so excited about those interviews too. There we go. Before we collide.
Ooh, that was a little raspy. 12-year-old boy going through puberty.
I'm a little verklempt. I feel a little verklempt. You guys speak amongst yourselves. I'm like a 80-year-old smoker that's been smoking for 70 years. That's what happens when you talk as much as I do. I do like to talk. You've noticed that, right?
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, you do live broadcasts. So I just,
You know.
if you didn't like to talk, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be.
Yeah, so we're at Joe-Eyed Nationals, and let me turn the music down a little bit. So we're at Joe-Eyed Nationals, and I'm judging that event. Not Joe-Eyed Nationals. I was at Aggie Invite. And afterwards, all these kids keep coming up and I said, hey, could you sign the scorecard? Can you sign the scorecard? And I was like, well, I only need to sign it if it's a bronze, silver, or gold pen. Everything else is your coach can do it and can just sign it themselves and give you your pen. And they're like, no. Our coach said you had to sign it. I'm like, okay. So I signed it. Next thing I know, there's like this line of kids just standing there waiting with their scorecards. And I go ahead and I sign each one of them. And right when I'm done with the last one, I turned to my wife and I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of a big deal
Pretty
here.
popular guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
and she
hey,
could
they
not.
should like take a picture of that and print it out and
I know.
say it may be worth millions.
She was like, she could not roll her eyes more. She's like,
I've never met her, but she seems like my kind of person.
oh yeah. She keeps me grounded. I can tell you that much. She keeps
Somebody
me
needs
straight.
to.
Yep. Somebody called her the general once. She didn't think it was as funny as we did.
That's
Hopefully
just
she's
wrong.
not listening
That's
right
just
now.
Wrong. I'll take that for her just in case.
Okay. Yeah, I would. So we are halfway through. So let's go ahead and looks like all the scores are coming in. So let me go ahead and refresh the screen real quick. We can see where everybody's at, and then we'll take a little break. It's probably about a 10-minute break, but we're going to let the broadcast go. Bailey and I are going to go down and see if we can get that video working so we can do a couple interviews and have those going for us this second half. Ryan shot a pretty good score, 296. I'd take that. Ella, 126. Good score.
We're shooting inner or outer?
Enter.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's funny, Ryan. He struggled to get above that 295, and once he did, it's just like anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
It
in
just
it.
feels like it happens.
It just feels like it happens. Yeah, I wish like a week ago we just could not get him to nationals because of everything that was going on time wise.
I know how that feels.
Yep. So we had to, like, we didn't even make it to the rodeo, which he really wanted to go to the rodeo. We are in. We went to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and that trip was scheduled a year and a half ago, and it was supposed to be the Tuesday after the Vegas shoot. So we were like, man, this is smart. We'll come in, shoot the Vegas shoot, and then do that. Well, COVID hit. They went ahead and pushed Vegas back a week. And so we flew back. We went to Vegas. We flew back. Then the next week we flew back to Vegas, went to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and then came back. But my wife wanted to make it just once we finally decided, okay, we're going to do this. She did it for a week. She wanted it for the whole family. Well, Ryan wanted to fly back on Friday so he could go to the rodeo and shoot. And she was just like, I don't think so.
That would have been tough to get him there, though.
Yeah,
like somebody pick him up and all that.
Somebody. We could have found somebody,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
No doubt.
So let's talk about your Vegas experience. That sucked.
That was a headache.
Because you were supposed to be in Vegas.
Left school early and everything. We were on the way. No, I left school at normal time, right after school. We were leaving on a Wednesday night. Flight was at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that, at night. And we were about halfway to Dallas, and our flight got canceled. So we just pulled over in the middle of the parking lot trying to find another flight out of Houston. And it was still like 40 degrees and like wasn't even raining or anything, and they had already canceled our flight. So it was so
Bad.
frustrating.
I found a flight for like $800 for you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you didn't take it.
$800 for one ticket. Or like there was nothing that we could afford, But we were able to get every like reservation canceled and money back except the car. Yeah, that's the only thing we lost money.
Really,
on,
the rental
was
they
our
wouldn't.
car.
That sucks.
But we were moping around for the whole weekend.
Oh, I couldn't
it was
imagine.
rough.
we were sitting. I was sitting with Wendy and Julia and Ryan, and you had texted me that you couldn't make it. I was like, man, I can't imagine sitting at home knowing that I should be in Vegas shooting, because that is by far our favorite
it's
shoot.
my favorite shoot.
Yeah, like if there's any shoot, like I will give up any shoot. That's the one I don't want to give up. And typically you can do that trip pretty inexpensive if you schedule it right. $800 a ticket's not doesn't work, but that like I would be like, man, just get this weekend over with, because I don't want to see the pictures of everybody having fun in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so they're in the break. Go ahead. We're going to go ahead and just have the scores just up there and just kind of scroll and refresh, and we'll have some music going while they are taking their break, and we're going to go see if we can get some interviews going. Okay? All right.
Can see clear through the smoke you created. I feel my feet on the ground and they're shaking. How am I supposed to save the situation? Why the steps getting wasted even though we feel the same? Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you is you. My home 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 is you. Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so serious. Idiots thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, no, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, no, not yet, whoa. I'm afraid I'll end up nowhere. They keep saying I'll be fine, but how you know that I'll be there when it feels like I'm lying every time someone asks how it goes, and I save the details that actually mean something. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Can't see clear through the smoke you created. I feel my feet on the ground and they're shaking. How am I supposed to save the situation? While the stuff's getting wasted, even though we feel the same. Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your finger marks on my body while it sways? Would you like my way, find my way home again? My home is you. 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 Here we are, where we thought we'd never be. Is there ever a way to be free?
All right, we are back. Back with some action. Well, it took me a minute to spit that out. We tried to get the camera going, and we ran into another issue. The mics were dead. So they're being charged right now. So they will be ready for 6 o'clock. We are going to get some good interviews and get them out there. First thing we'll do is test it and make sure it actually works. And he lowered the quality. We may have to even lower it some more. I don't know. They need to be small enough that we can just get them out there on live feed. So we're back first. Scoring end is done for this second half. Everybody looks like they had fun down there. Even though there wasn't a lot of fun, it seemed like they were having fun when they came back up here. And we will get to do this again at 6 o'clock. How exciting. Are you tired yet?
Getting there.
Have you talked this much?
It's been a while.
It's been a while? It's been a while. Yeah, I can tell you're slowing down a little bit.
Just a tad.
We need to get a little caffeine.
Just a tad.
You know what? We'll grab some caffeine. We'll go ahead and get some caffeine. There's these Black Rifle coffee shots. Don't drink it at 6 because you will not sleep. You bet. So we'll avoid those. We'll avoid those.
Good idea.
All right. So what do we have down there? We have we've got, I guess, 9 more ends. They do have that music going, don't they, down there?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. So how USA Archery, Bailey. So a little different. So a lot of people know NFAA. They always start on the bottom. So you shoot bottom, you shoot top, and then and you do that all the way through 6 ends. And then at the halfway mark on NFAA, you swap the targets. And then if you were shooting on bottom, you're shooting on top. You're shooting on top. You're shooting on bottom. And then now on bottom, you start every time. What's the difference with USA Archery?
So USA, is it all USA or just like A&M? Mainly all of them.
USA, yes.
Okay. So the top line is called AB. So that's AB shoot. That's called A line, obviously.
Yes.
And then CD, you call it B line. And so normally on like a scoreboard or something, they have like that, like literally the letters up there, A and B. So it tells you what line is up. But they'll flip flop. So A line will go first, and then B line, and then the next round B line will go, and then A. And then the next round, it'll be A, B, and then B, A, so on.
Yeah.
That's a little confusing if you don't pay attention. So you have to be paying attention. But
Yeah, I got to say the first time, I was super stressed for Ryan when he had to shoot the first USA Archery tournament. But it's just funny how fast you guys just get right into it. Like, you kind of watch the person you're shooting with. And if they're not walking up, you're not walking up. And
then both of y'all will be wrong.
That's
so
right.
You'll both almost miss the line.
A good one of Jennifer. Like I said, Jennifer is one of the coaches over at X10. She coaches Olympic recurve. Earlier this morning, wasn't earlier this morning, Coco Ma is one of them. I don't see him down there.
Oh, he's shooting.
There he is. Once he steps up, we'll get a video of Coco Ma, or pick a video of a camera on Coco. Coco is one of the recurve coaches here at Texas Archery. There he is.
Good job, Luke.
Good job, Luke.
He's on there.
He's grinning. He knows what he's doing. Like, we could only get that one. I don't understand why that one headset works. So there's Coco next to Kevin. Kevin is a Olympic recurve shooter out of X10 as well. And then Coco's here out of Texas Archery. Earlier, we saw Dakota Taylor, which is the director of basically the DOS for this weekend. He's the one managing and controlling everything for us, making sure everything runs smoothly. Dakota is the head coach here at Texas Archery. He does compound majority, but he can do recurve and barebow as well. There's Barry out of San Antonio. He's the one that bid on the TSAA field. And one thing, if you want to be shooter of the year for TSAA, you have to shoot indoor. You have to shoot indoor, you have to shoot field, and you have to shoot outdoor. That may change a little bit. Last year we required all 3. Years past, it's been 2. You can drop one of your lower scores.
Gotcha.
But we want to encourage everybody, if you're going to be shooter of the year, you should shoot all the shoots. definitely see Ryan in the background. He's a head taller than everybody else.
Stands out for sure.
It's so funny because for me as dad, I don't see him as tall.
looks normal.
He just seems normal.
And then you put him next to me on the interview, and he's like 2 foot taller. I'm tall for a female, and Ryan just towers over me.
He towers over everybody. You should see him with his mother. His mother, it's like when we were in Vegas, he had a rough first day, and part of it, and it's expectations. You've been shooting so well, you come in there and you drop your first 10, and it's hard to get your head out of that gutter.
Especially at Vegas.
And
everybody around you shooting.
Yeah. Nobody misses, right, in Vegas?
Pretty much. If you miss, you're done.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And it was hilarious because I look over and my wife is hugging my son, and she is so much smaller than he is. Let me see if I see a picture here of the two of them. I won't send it to the iPad this time, like I did last time. That was funny. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, nope. Wrong kid. That's my wife, but that's not Ryan.
Matthew.
That's Matthew.
Is he still shooting any?
He shot bow hunter and came in 7th in the adults.
Wow.
And he did it because he's like, you know what? I know I have a feeling I could win some money in bow hunter. Open class is so competitive.
Hard.
And if you don't put the time in, like I said, Ryan, and I'm not over exaggerating this, he shoots 3 to 4 hours a day. And he has a whole routine
Is
that
he
he goes
homeschooled?
through. He is hybrid, like a hybrid school. So he goes to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Gotcha.
He has the professors that he works with. And it's really a cool setup here. I mean, I think there's a lot of schools that are not like this, but it's actually dual credit as well. So he has, he'll graduate with 18 hours of college credit.
Cool.
He's taken a couple classes this summer. So before he even starts, he'll be at about 24 hours of college credit, which I'm all for because, saves me a little bit of money.
Exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, are you?
I think I'll have like 30 something.
Nice. And that saves so much money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't see that picture. It was such a good picture.
What end are we on? That's the 3rd one?
Yeah.
There's my dad, everybody.
Hey, he brought us beef jerky. I've got a bunch of texts. I better check. I've got 20-some texts out there.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's see if there's anything of importance. Let's get a little music. You know what's coming.
Es difícil decir que te amo, pero no sé si
You're gonna drive people crazy with this music.
Lo que me das y lo que quiero, de pronto esa ya no sea mi realidad. No sé si es amor, es que quiero estar solo. La soledad me hace preso, la condena son tus besos. No sé si es amor, es que no quiero estar solo. A veces la paso lonely, no es tu culpa, I'm sorry. Estamos envueltos en un juego de dos. Quiero estar a lo tuyo, pero a veces no. De pronto son cosas del destino. Nos mejoramos con el tiempo como el vino. Súbeme la nota, que no se me nota. Ya no estaba ready y fui un idiota. Que hay mucha brisa, se acabó la risa. Ya empezamos el gota a gota. Perdona la actitud que yo tengo hacia ti. Yo me pongo inseguro cuando tú quieres estar cerquita de mí.
I was just looking to see what end. We are on the 3rd end. Talked to Ryan. He said that when he swapped out his target, it threw him a little bit. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about that because I know that when you start hitting the center, you hate changing that target. And can you explain to us why that is?
So once you start hitting the center, I mean, over and over, you get that black dot right in the middle. That's what a lot of people want to keep their targets for. The judges kind of hate us for it because
yes, they do.
I mean, you're a judge.
I know.
So judges
And
are like,
I feel
you need
so
to change your
bad.
target.
I
And
feel
we're
so
like,
bad.
No.
I know how important it is, or how mental that is, and I hate telling somebody to change their target. But when it gets to a point where you can't see the X
Exactly.
anymore,
Yeah. But one thing about it is that's how a lot of people, they know where to follow through. I don't know if that makes sense, but once you have a black hole going and you know how you're shooting, you know what your form's supposed to be. If you have, if something happens and you still follow your bow into the target and look at that dot, you're gonna hit the dot.
yeah,
Like, that's
it
just
almost
how it is.
disappears because I've shot, and I I know some people, they're like, you never shoot the bow. I do shoot some, but I enjoy my I won't even go into it, but I enjoy this stuff so much. But I just know that when I start really hitting the center, my dot disappears, and all of a sudden I feel like I can't miss.
Your brain's engraved to look at that
Yeah,
hole.
it feels so good. It just that dot disappears, and I'm just like, oh yeah,
So
I've
when you have
got
to switch
you.
something, it's like, oh, okay, now I got to really actually hit the center this time.
It's now
I have to try.
Yeah, now it's like I see all kind of movement, and
Pretty much.
then you're frustrated that you had to change your target. I just remember one kid.
You don't want to call that judge after you.
Yes, yes, because you know what happens when you call a judge over. Like, crap, I know I want that score, but I don't know if I want to give this up. So there was a kid. He was killing it, and at the halfway mark, he was just tearing up the center. And I went up to him. I was like, "You should probably change your target soon, because if I have to come over or a judge comes over, they're going to make you change it." I could still see the X, but it was going to take some time. Well, problem, he's like, no, I want to keep it. Well, with 4 ends left, it was so shot up that we had to change it. And he dropped, he went from, he was killing it, and then all of a sudden drops 10 points like in the last 4 ends just because we swapped the target.
Okay.
And,
It's all mental.
I went and apologized to him. I was like, man, I hated to tell you to change it, but I warned you, Yeah, so scores are coming up. This, give it a minute. This thing is going to update. I think we are at, so this is, they're right now, they're on their 30th or 90th arrow, or 90th point, 90th arrow. That'd be a lot of arrows right now.
Tired?
I'm tired. It was early this morning. I woke up, I was like a kid, for Christmas. I woke up going, oh, I cannot wait to get there. But I have so much to do. I had that TV to set up. I had, I knew I had to test all the cameras. I had to get the interview area up. And it really sucks that interview thing didn't work, because we had some really good videos. Like you and Jordan, such a good
that was
video. Priceless.
We can reenact it.
Yeah, that's right. It's never the same. Never the same. We'll go back to the archers while we wait for them to add their scores, because I know that they're still updating right now. Live scoring is working really well. We haven't had any issues yet.
Good.
Part of it's a process. You got to figure out what that process is. And as archers come in, because we don't have equipment down there for them, we're using their equipment. When they come in, we have to decide who has equipment and who can do the live scoring.
Who has battery?
Who has battery? Who has connectivity? So they're finishing up. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the screen real quick, and we'll go ahead and switch over to the scores and see how everybody's doing. Look over. Somebody posted buy followers. Like somebody's jumped in on my video.
Hacker.
Why would I buy? Why would I pay money to have people come look?
We already have so many followers.
I know. I think I have. How many people are watching right now? It has to be 6 or 7 at the most. Oh, there's 16 out there watching.
16?
16
We went up
16 people.
I don't know why they want to look at us for 3 hours.
I know.
You know, it's okay.
I
They're
know-
not watching.
They're
for
not
us.
watching us.
No,
They're
they
not
don't care
watching
about
us.
They're
Look at
just
it.
like,
There's Ella.
show my family member.
That's right. Nobody wants to see this.
So yeah, if there is somebody you want to see,
There we go.
tell us.
So these I'm going to talk about the equipment a little bit, because I really do think that this is what archery needs. What do you think, Bailey? This is pretty cool, right? And we did this at NFAA or at TFAA's state tournament. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. I mean, it does take some work to get it done, to set it all up. But if anybody is interested, I would help them do whatever, purchase whatever they need to. It doesn't have to be at this extreme level. But we are running from an audio from a like a brains perspective. There's an app called OBS, which is a free application that you can use, and that application allows you to do all of what we're doing. It controls all the scenes. You plug in all your mics. You plug everything into it. I ran into a couple issues right out of the gates. So when I got my laptop, I plugged everything in, and we're just humming along. I kept adding a camera here and a camera there, and I got to a point where I didn't realize that these cameras take up more power than the computer can support. So I didn't even think about that, because the power coming in and the battery was not enough to support everything I had. So we're talking and doing all this, and then all of a sudden it goes. I'm like, I look over, and you know what? Mac has that little red battery. It was and it just shut off. I'm like, oh crap, what happened? And then I realized that's what happened. And I had to turn off some stuff. So I had to buy these little hubs that could support the power. And then I had to, not that anybody cares, when I'm talking about this with Wendy, she's always rolling her eyes and going, no one cares. But I think it's interesting, because each camera takes up 5 watts and these little devices do 20 watts. So you have to kind of do the math to figure it all out. And then so now I have enough power that supports all my cameras. And then I bought my favorite piece are these mics. These mics are pretty legit, aren't they?
High tech.
Yeah, so I bought a Rodecaster and plugged in these Rode pod mics, and these mics, I mean, they sound great, they work great, they just work. And then you plug that into your computer, and then your computer then connects to OBS, and that's how you get your audio. Down there I'm running all Canon cameras, so we have 3 4K Canon cameras, and that's what right now you're looking at, Barry. And that was kind of game changing. I didn't realize once we went to these cameras how good the quality is when it's broadcasted. It's really clean, it just looks really good. And then we bought these little Mevo cameras, and these Mevo cameras, they're little wireless cameras. When we first got them, there was such a lag to them, because you have these cameras that are directly connected, and then you have these wireless cameras, and there's just a slight lag, which kind of threw me off from an audio perspective, because we were letting some audio in. And then also we were having some head-to-head competitions, and we were going from archer to bail, and it would be like archer would shoot, and you go to bail, and then it was like, what, did you have to wait, like, what were they shooting, 50 meters? Like, and then poof, it would hit the target. You're like, well, that was weird. Just the timing didn't feel right. So then I ran Cat 6 cables to every single one of the cameras, and that allowed us and that sped up and got rid of that latency. The guys at the shop they always laugh at me, because if you went down underneath the floor, it's really nice. I don't know what happened with the camera there, but it's clean. But we have so many cables running under the floor and running over to the wall. And just so that it wasn't just the first time I did this. I mean, crap's everywhere. I mean, I'm hanging it over the banister, over a door, down the down the stairs. And so now what we have is it's all really nicely done, so that we can plug it in and we can take it up very quickly if we needed to. Good. So if it's set up like before, I had all the cables, and it really wasn't. It's like it was permanent. Now I have it set up so that I can grab our big cables and go wherever I need to, if I need to set up to do a live feed somewhere else.
I don't think I want to ask how much this setup is.
You don't want to ask. Yeah. It's added up over time.
It's something that only you know.
Yes. And then you've got your lights, I think I need another set of lights. You know what? We don't want, it to be too dark. We want to show all of this, don't we, right? And then what else do I have here? My iPad can control all the cameras. So we have a couple cameras that we can zoom in on if we need to remotely. So those little Mevo cameras actually do work really well. And it allows you to connect to them, and I can go ahead and control. You could zoom in and scroll across if you needed to. We haven't done that yet because we have people down there with really nice cameras that can zoom in and see everybody, and it just makes it a little better. The one thing, Wendy Cook, I forgot to change our logo. Yeah, I need to fix it. I had it right, and then when Wendy went with me last weekend, we changed it. And I forgot to change it back to have Bailey Honeycutt in there. I'll fix it real quick.
It's okay. I'll be Wendy for.
Yeah, let's turn some music on. Let me.
No Spanish.
No Spanish. Okay, I'll pick something else here.
You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. 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 Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release it. Do you remember when we carefully picked our words? So humble. Now it's like we don't care about what's coming out of our mouths. I'm sorry. I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. Wanna release.
All right, I tried to fix it, but again, when it never goes well when I do try to fix something on the fly. See, why are the colors different? Like they were the same, now they're not.
Okay.
So
It's okay.
I will fix that for 6:00. I know, right? So I guess it's personality. I'm kind of dull.
nothing's
You're kind of
wrong.
bright. Yeah, see, I think that's what it is. All right, so let's go back to the archers. What end are we on? Let me look real quick and see if it refreshes for us here. There's a good picture of Ryan with his index. So I was talking about earlier that the different releases. You can put any release in Ryan's hand and he'll shoot it well. We just got to figure out which one. He's to the point where he's like, I want something to feel really good, and I don't know if that's really something that you can chase or not, because there's always something. There's nothing that's ever just perfect. Well,
I think Luke is going to make Ryan a fashion model after this.
I think so. Got this little man crush going on with Ryan.
Oh, we don't have a reaction out of him.
I don't know if he must not be able to hear us.
Oh, no, he can hear us.
There we go.
Doesn't USA have a new rule about you have to change targets every 5 ends? Because didn't they? I think they
Oh, I think
implemented
you're
that.
right.
They implemented that at
I
nationals.
think you're right.
I was wondering what you knew about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sorry, we're like drinking and eating beef jerky. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and switch back to us, Stephen. We got beef jerky. We got to survive somehow, right? Got our mouth full. All right, let's go back to the Archers. We'll get a little music going so we can eat some beef jerky. Oh, there's a good picture.
Looking back on us and everything that went wrong. Never said goodbye, think I broke your trust. Should've known this all along. Don't wanna be the one that you're trying to avoid. I'm feeling so confused. Why did I act so annoyed? 'Cause I don't wanna be strangers, baby. The next time when we meet, and oh, it dawned on me, yeah, yes it did. Not letting you go, 'cause what we had was gold, and you gotta know, I was standing on the border. The walls around me kept me safe. I couldn't see that I was shutting you out. I was stuck up and proud, but I'm waking up now. Want you to know that I need you. Waking up now. You gotta know that I need you. Yeah. Waking up now. I'm a little messed up, but it's time for me to be dropping down my defense. I realize I wasn't there for real. What I did didn't make any sense. How can I get you close? I see why you'd be so cold, but you need to forget everything that I've told you. 'Cause I ain't playing it low-key, baby. I'll bring you right back home, and oh, it dawned on me, yeah, yes it did. Not letting you go, 'cause what we had was gold, and you gotta know, I was standing on the border. The walls around me kept me safe. I couldn't see that I was shutting you out. I was stuck up and proud, but I'm waking up now. Want you to know that I need you. Waking up now. You gotta know that I need you. Yeah. I'm waking up now. Waking up now. Waking up now. Want you to know that I need you.
Shout out to Nathan. He's just sitting there listening. I think he's going to be. Doesn't he live out in the Dallas area?
Right, right above Fort Worth, I think.
Okay. Nathan, where do you live? Go ahead and message us.
Decatur, I think. Something like that.
Okay. And so he must be driving in tomorrow morning or maybe tonight. Let us know. We'll be here till 10, maybe 9. We'll see. Depends on how fast. Well, 6, 9. Yeah, it'll be 9.
I'm going to get home late.
You are going to get home late.
Oh,
If your dad loved you, he would get you a hotel room. Oh, he can't hear
can't
me.
hear it. It's all right. We don't have plans tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow's Saturday. Why did it feel like it quiet all of a sudden? It's like super quiet. I wonder if the music stopped playing down there. Well, we'll have just as many archers this afternoon, and we will be doing this again.
Hopefully with interviews.
Yep. Hopefully with some interviews. So, Bailey, tell me about, you are going to be a part of the 4-H national team. Tell us a little more about that.
So I had to fill out an application and submit it to basically Texas 4-H Shooting Sports, and I got picked to represent Texas in Nebraska this summer. So myself and 3 others, and then we have an alternate. So we'll be going to Grant Island in June, and then we have to, it's 3 disciplines. So you have to do a modified 600, which is basically like targets, but
Is it
it's at
50?
different-
What distances is it?
I think it's like 60, 50, 40 or 50, 40, 30, something like that. There's
Okay.
different distances. It's kind of different because 4-H is always a little different.
That's right.
But so you have modified 600, a field round, and then a 3D round.
Okay.
But the 3D is unknown, up to 50 yards. And I heard last year they had moving targets, so it's going to be even more of a
Wow.
challenge. And then field, I wanna
Those,
say,
how good are you at judging distance? No?
not good. Not good. I guess we'll find out. We're going to take arrows that I don't really care about, just
There
in
you go.
case, because I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
So-
and from those closer distances, when Ryan was younger, we went to the 4-H one,
Mm-hmm.
but the maximum distance is 30, and it's there's ways on 30 you can,
There's
and
trees
most
and
of them are
stuff you can
20,
look
so
at.
you can kind of go, okay, you look on the ground and you have it's probably 20ish.
We're going to be in Nebraska in the middle of cornfields, so there's going to be nothing to go
and
off of.
50 yards.
50 yards.
Yeah, that's gonna have to figure it out.
We've talked with some people. They said it's like totally open. So there's wind, crazy wind every year. There's nothing to go off of to
Yeah,
judge.
yeah.
So you're just going in blind basically. But it'll be fun. It'll be a learning experience.
Yeah, so
definitely.
modified 600, 3D, and what was
Field.
it in field? Okay,
I haven't shot field since I was 10.
so you're gonna have to shoot field in April with TSAA.
Might.
You should do
I
that.
might. Be a good one. Hopefully, my teammates, one lives in College Station, and then the other two live up near Abilene.
Okay,
So they're all away, pretty good ways, except College Station. That's only 2 hours.
okay.
But we're gonna hopefully get them all to the range at our house since we have 3D and all that. And
Right.
We have a field we can set up. We have a field we can set up field in, just to practice and.
I may have. You know what I have? I'll have to look. Before you leave today, I have a bunch of field targets, 4-H field targets that I can send you home with. I've had them for a long time.
And haven't used them.
USA Archery, we used to,
We'll definitely
we
get
would,
some use out of them.
we would take them and paint the centers of them yellow and to try to get the USA Archery, get USA Archery's feel to it. But I think I have a bunch of them upstairs that I can send home with you.
Cool.
All of them, all the different disciplines.
Perfect.
Because I
Thank
think
you.
there's 4 different targets, sizes. I think it's been
No.
a little
It
while
has been
since
a while.
I shot.
But-
We've shot 4-H field, but
I've already met 2 of my teammates. I met them at Houston,
okay,
and then the other one I should meet at State Indoor 4-H.
okay.
So I haven't met the alternate yet either, so I'm not sure when I'm going to meet her. But
Does the
I'm
alternate
excited.
travel with you guys too?
I don't know, honestly. I don't
Okay.
think so, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
So we got to find that out. But my dad was asked to coach it.
Yeah.
So he's the coach for the team, so he'll be going with me. He was going to go with me anyways, just saw, 17-year-old by herself going to Nebraska.
I know, right? Come on.
But he's excited.
We had we were in Vegas, and my daughter had a volleyball tournament in Austin, so she flew out of Austin to meet us there. So she flew into Abilene, into
McCarran?
Phoenix.
Arizona?
Was it? Was it Phoenix? Yeah, it was Phoenix. So she flew into Phoenix, Arizona, and because there was a delay, she missed her flight. And they were like, she's 17 years old, and they're just like, hey, yeah, we can't give her a hotel room, but what we can do is we've got a room, we can stick her in, and we'll have a security guard, outside. Like, my wife's like, no. She hopped in the rental car and took off to Phoenix to go get
I
her.
don't blame her.
So, yeah, I totally understand. Send a 17-year-old to Nebraska.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think my teammates are too.
Yeah, Nathan's from Decatur. We'll go ahead and get the scores refreshed and pulled up there for you. I think Ryan was...
We got 4 more rounds.
Yeah, he was dropped one on the first half, and so far dropped one on that last end there. You know, I got to take a quick look, see what's going on there. One thing nice about doing these live feeds is that, you know, I'm not down there, you know, hyper focusing on every arrow, you know, with binoculars. So I can kind of sit back, just enjoy archery, you know, and not get stressed out over what's going to happen, because, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, you know.
No doubt. Who has the better day?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to.
Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so serious. Idiots thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, no, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, no, not yet, whoa. I'm afraid I'll end up nowhere. They keep saying I'll be fine, but how you know that I'll be there when it feels like I'm lying every time someone asks how it goes, and I save the details that actually mean something. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the
That's such a great picture right there.
I remember all things must pass, but I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have an...
I do hope you guys are enjoying this live feed. I know that we enjoy it. Bailey and I are having a good time. This is the first time Bailey's done it. I'm sure we will use her again if she wants to drive the 2 hours here or
It's not
whatever.
that bad. Just hop on the interstate and
Yeah. You know,
Take a
it's
couple
you.
turns.
Would you guys take 19 all the way in, or did you guys go through Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Okay,
Buffalo, and then go to Madisonville.
and just come right up.
Yes, sir.
You guys will stop at Buc-ee's on your way home.
I hope so. Well, it may be late.
Buc-ee's is open 24 hours, isn't it?
Are they?
I think so.
Fancy.
I've never been by a Buc-ee's that wasn't open, but I guess I've never been
At
by
1
there.
o'clock in the morning?
You know, yeah, not super early. When we left Vegas, speaking of early, we took the red eye, and we left at 1 a.m. and got in at 5:30 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was, you know, and it wasn't terrible. It's just when I got home, I was whipped. And
bet.
of course, you know, I came home, I slept real quick. I slept for a few hours and then just came right to the shop.
Oh my gosh, Scott.
Yeah. My wife was like, seriously?
Do you ever slow down?
No, this is fun. Like I am all about archery. I'm all about bringing this sport to the next level. And I think that having live feeds like this, I think having live scoring at a local level. So Eyes on Score, that app that you're looking at, was an idea that I had a couple years ago, and I hired some programmers to develop this for me. And then I went ahead and talked to a couple people that wanted to invest with me. One of them is Michael Honecki. The other one is Sean Harrigan. Sean Harrigan is one of the judges down there, and that was about a year and a half ago. We are. It needs to get out there to the market. We just continue to add, and because we want it to be really good, there's still stuff to be added, but it's to a point now where it's really working well. and it's
Seems like
working
it.
easy to set up. There are some processes that you have to follow. There's some, we've learned over time how do you get somebody's phone connected to it. It's not as easy as saying, oh, I got 4 people on the bail, I'll just pick somebody. Well, some kids don't have phones. Some adults don't have phones that will support it. Some guy had a flip phone the other day. I was like, hey, can you connect you to the live app? He goes, yeah, sure. He pulls out his flip phone. Like, that's not going to
Never
work.
mind.
Yeah, not going to work. So when they come in, there's a process of coming in, checking in, and saying, okay, are you willing to live score? And they're like, yes. Go ahead and load the app. And then we go ahead and put their name on the list. And then once we have that list of archers, we go ahead and assign them, and it sends them a text with the secure information that allows the connection between device and our system. So
Easy.
Nobody can get in there and monkey with it. Some of the stuff I learned, which was interesting. So Android was easy. Creating an app for Android to do the live scoring was super easy. Apple, on the other hand, was not easy. Apple, it was kind of, they didn't understand when we said there's, if you assign, you and me were on different bails, and you have a set of archers, I have a set of archers, that's different data. Apple doesn't like an app that has different data. The app should be stagnant and should come from the same source. This didn't, and so it took a few meetings with Apple to figure all that out and get them to approve the app.
Just like call them, or
So there is you have to have like a developer's account with them.
Okay.
And then once you have that developer's account, it's basically you submit it and they deny it. And then you submit again and say, I don't know. Like they'll come back, as I say deny, they come back saying, hey, this doesn't feel right, And so we would meet with them at that point with the developers. It's not like going to Google and typing in, I want to, add an app. So we have that done. That's easy. That part, I say that part's done. So now the easy part is just getting all the right information out there for everybody. And there's always little things that we find. And it's actually nice that we have a team of developers that we can just call and say, we need this, and this fixed. And they'll fix it pretty quick for us. We've done a lot of testing. This will be our biggest test. SIWAT was pushed at about 135 archers. Maximum that we had was probably about 30 archers at a time. So this weekend we'll be pushing 50, over 50 on one line, and that'll be a really good test for us. But so far it's been very instantaneous. We haven't had any issues. And I know we've had issues at national competitions with apps, and I'm not going to, I know how the technology works, so I'm not going to knock them at all. What we're trying to do is figure out how do we do this where it will keep reconnecting for us, because nothing's worse than you go to Lancaster and your score doesn't update at all, and you have no idea. We have no idea where Ryan's at. He won't. He's just shooting.
Pretty much.
He'll come back. I can't keep track of what's going on. So I like having that live score so that I can see as a parent what's going on. And that's the whole point. I did this because I want to know. I mean, archery is not that exciting. I mean,
watching paint dry.
Yeah. So how do you make it exciting? You make it exciting by adding video so people can see their archers. You add commentary, which is this great commentary that we have going on, and then the other is that we want to be able to see what's going on right away, because I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and you've probably done this. You come back and you've already forgot what you had. Like
all the time.
you're in a mode, and you
I'll
finally
be
you
scoring
score.
and I forget it.
Yeah, you score it, and then you come back and you're like, man, I can't remember, because it's just this repetitive. So this way you can look and see as a parent what's going on, and it makes it a little more interesting. There's Ryan with the red and white hat, which I actually tried to get him to change to a different hat. He's like, nope, this one fits just fine. He did get a new hat. This is the hat for him. Not only can you see him from a mile away because of his height, but the hat even
Definitely stands out.
stands out as well.
Oh, I'm so sad. The new Invicta I got, I can't shoot with the hat on just because of how my draw length is.
Are you serious?
And
I didn't know that.
How long it is and where the string
You have
angle
to
is.
cut the little spot out of your hat.
I have to pull the hat up basically where it's sitting on top of my head if I want to shoot with the hat on.
Yeah, there's Coco Mall.
I'm like, God. Outdoor will be interesting. I'll have to find me some good sunscreen.
That's right.
Because
Could you
I
get a
always wear
smaller build, but then it look weird. Get you a little biker helmet, a little biker one, a little tiny, like a runner's hat. Has a little, that does nothing for you.
Just there.
Just there. Yeah, because what was your old bow? It was a 36? 37? It was a 37. Do you like that bigger ATA? I mean, how tall are you?
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah. So your draw length, what, around 28? Just about that? Yeah.
Right at it, 27, 3/4, something like that.
Yeah. So you're right on that edge of that bow being too big, but you like that. You like the size of it.
It doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah, good.
I do. I enjoy it.
It's hard to find. Like I said, it's hard to find good bows. It's really hard to find left-handed good bows.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
There was some unhappy faces that round. I see lots of good arrows, though.
I do. I was looking down there. We're going to see some good shooters coming. Maybe this afternoon. I'll have to look at the list. Not that these guys are not good shooters, but we have some shooters that are, I would say, there's a few of them. There's a few pros that are coming to shoot this.
Like who?
Connor Sears.
Yeah, obviously.
What is it? Deaton, Bridger out of San Antonio will be here. Dakota Taylor is putting up some huge numbers right now. In Vegas, he shot 329X, and he had dropped 1 point on day one and dropped 1 point on day three, but still put high X counts up.
Enough to put him in probably 15th or something.
No, probably like 50th in Vegas.
That's how close it is. It's crazy.
You drop 2 points, you're like you have a shot. You have a shot, in Vegas with one miss, with the lucky dog. But that's a long shot anyways. Yeah. Let me see. Who else is on that list? Let me go ahead and refresh the screen. Like I said, for the cadets, we have some really good shooters. Nathan Jackson is an excellent shooter. We have Wyatt, which is a really good shooter. Luke Cook also. So those cadets, we have some really good cadets coming in.
2 more rounds.
2 more rounds. I hadn't seen Sadie shoot in a while. I see her on the list.
She's shooting tonight.
Is she shooting tonight? Mm-hmm. Andrew Z and Noah Hughes are 2 of the kids from our club. They'll be shooting this weekend. Julia Cook,
Madison Wood will be here tonight.
Yep.
Oh,
all really good shooters.
We're gonna have fun tonight.
Yeah, we'll have some good shooters. The interviews hopefully will be really good.
I hope so.
Well, what am I?
Well, you're so proper.
That's so weird. Why did I say that? We're going to wait for the senior group to come up because I know that there's some really good seniors. Even from, we have really good. Well, we have some excellent. Actually, all the classes. You have barebow. You have some national champions that are going to be showing up and shooting from barebow. We have some national champions that are showing up that shoot recurve. And we've got some national and pros coming to shoot the male compound division, senior division. We'll see. It's like you see, like all those will start filling up, which will be nice. Having just one name out of 6 or 8 archers. There's Rick Stonebreaker. His says 1 p.m. It's tonight. I'm going to have to fix that. Oh. He's shooting tonight. There's Claire Z, 2-time national champion, shoots for Hoyt. Barebow, you have Robert Hickerson. Is Robert on the list? Did I miss Robert? Sabrina Harrigan, two-time, like she national champion for outdoor, and guess what? National champion for indoor. She won it all. Like I said, we have some excellent shooters coming in this weekend. Let's get a little music going.
Shallon Weaver's one to watch too. The para.
Yeah, the para. She is coming on super strong, isn't she?
Most definitely. She's very impressive. Very humble.
Yeah, so we have at least 3 para shooters shooting this weekend. You know, I saw Ryan, he fired and he just walked off the line. He knows I hit the middle.
Sometimes it's good when you just know. You're like, I didn't have to look at that.
Actually, I can't tell.
Scott's back here,
I'm like 50.
broadcaster and a dad.
I'm 50 yards away.
Switching binocs. What is you?
Yeah, I can't tell. These are definitely better. Oh, maybe there's a problem. Oh, I know what the problem is. There we go. That might have been a rough end for him. I can't tell. It's a 28 or 29, but the problem is they're so close. I can't tell. I mean, they're all in there.
A 28-29X?
It's
like
a
inner X and outer 10?
inner. They're all in the Big Ten.
Okay.
I just can't tell if they're hitting the X. Just one more end, right?
I think so. I think this was the 57.
Hopefully we can get the interviews working. I do think that's that will be fun if we had some interviews going. That's Jennifer Snyder with her purple hair. She did an interview with me. If you go out to TSAA's Facebook page, you'll see it. Also, if you go to Texas Archery's YouTube page, you'll see the interview out there. Posting these interviews, we put a little bit of music behind them so they can, it sounds nice, and that music has to be licensed, and that's why you link those to your account is how that works. Mm-hmm. 3 more arrows.
And then we do it all over again at 6.
We do it again at 6. Are you getting tired yet?
Time today.
Bailey, are you getting tired
I'm
yet?
Need to find me a Coke or something.
Yeah, I know. Might have to go get myself a little caffeine this afternoon. We've got we got fajitas coming this afternoon.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were trying to.
Sponsorship.
That's right. Here you go. Jack's Link, if you want to send us some free beef jerky, there you go. So far, super smooth. It does seem like with Siwat, when we have 16, they just shoot all one line typically. USA Archery, if you're shooting a national event, they'll actually, even if you only shoot one line, they will put targets underneath or on top of those archers.
Makes sense.
To keep it fair. I think that's not a bad idea, because somebody that accidentally shoots the wrong target because they were with a big group, they wouldn't have if they were just shooting one line with a smaller group. So let's keep it fair. We'll go ahead and refresh the scores. We can start seeing them come in. Yeah, it looks like Ryan dropped 2 on that one. So he'll need to shoot a 30 on this last one if he wants to keep it at a 295. Still, anything, as far as I'm concerned, if you're shooting mid 290s, you're shooting pretty good.
Oh, yeah. More than definitely.
You definitely don't want to complain about those scores. But what this score does is it not only does it put up good scores, these archers are trying to put up good scores for to win their division, but they also want to have a good score so that they can go into the shoot off, the open class, with a score, or an open class, the open shoot off with a good ranking, because of course you don't want to have to shoot against a top ranked archer in the first or second round. Jennifer Snyder's on track to shoot better than she did in the first half. I see something wrong with the app, the ARR average. I'm not sure what that means for how many arrows that you're shooting.
Error average.
I think it's a pirate.
That's the
I think
country.
our
That's the
programmer.
country arrow.
Yeah, I think our programmer's a pirate. Arr, average.
That's the dad joke of the century right there.
So I was sharing my gas string jokes on the first half, and I know you were hoping that you wouldn't hear those this
You
time.
gonna say them again?
I think so.
Okay.
And I think this one's for Nathan Jackson. This joke's for you, man.
I hope he's still listening.
Yeah, I hope you're listening, because this is for all those players out there that need a pickup line when they're at the archery range.
I don't know if he shoots gas or not.
It
They
doesn't.
play.
It
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter. It doesn't matter. What you're hoping is the girl is shooting gas strings.
Okay.
So if you walk up and say, "Excuse me, are those gas strings?" Because you blew me away. So funny. Oh. I've got more. What else do I have? I have.
You always have more.
Yeah, so bow hunters really like gas strings because they're silent but deadly. I was asked to leave the archery range one time because I was shooting my gas strings because I kept blowing it up. Yeah, that one's not as good. Oh, come on. Now she's going to choke on her beef. I hope you choke on your beef jerky.
Is that a threat?
Here, let me help you out. Boom, boom, boom. Look, that's a good picture of Barry. So Barry can come back and snag that picture, put it on his profile, on his Facebook page. Three more, or this is the last end. It would be nice to have some better music, but, this is what we have.
Well, yeah, we don't want to get Facebook jail.
I know. Nobody wants to be in Facebook jail. Oh, just hit the mic. Coco Ma is one of the recurve coaches up here and barebow coaches, and he is Sabrina Harrigan's coach. And ever since he started coaching her, she went from, I would say, a good shooter to a national champion and world record holder.
Wow.
It held for about a month, but still,
Hey,
she
still held.
it's funny how that happens, right? So she breaks a world record at nationals, and her interview is great. I interviewed her at NFL or TSAA outdoor, and she's hilarious because she goes, she had no idea. She was in third place after day one. She comes back to day two. She shoots and shoots and shoots, and she's not looking to score.
Shooting to shoot.
Yeah, just shooting to shoot. Lady comes up and says, "Hey, congratulations." She's like, "What? Did I get second?" She's like, "No, you're the new national champion." And
That's cool.
And you broke a world record. And so she went through the paperwork to get it sent in. So she has a certificate that says that she's a world record holder, which is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then she goes to nationals, indoor nationals, and shoots, I guess, a pretty good score because she ends up a national champion.
Winning.
And so that is one of Coco's students.
That's awesome.
We had another one of Coco's students last weekend at NFA or at TFAA State shoot her first 300. And not only did she get her first 300, Peyton Smith, she ended up winning a state championship.
Good.
She'd only been shooting for a year.
Wow.
And that's one of those kids, like she started with a bow hunter setup, like we all do, you know, and then she's just like, she was serious. She wanted a bow. Like I was saying earlier, that we have these bows that we hang on to, that when the kids outgrow them, we hang on to them. Well, when the right kid comes along, we'll go ahead and sell that bow to that kid. And it's just, they just keep selling and buying and selling and buying, you know, and nobody loses any money on these bows. And she ends up getting herself a little Hoyt FX and is shooting it lights out.
Good.
You know, in 9 months, she goes from, you know, shooting probably in the 220s to a 300.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's going to be a good shooter, 10-year-old.
No doubt.
So unfortunately, she's not here this weekend.
Is she really like little?
No, you're thinking of Emery De Hoya. Emery De Hoya is really small. She shot a 50x 300, and she's 9.
Wow.
And she'll be here this weekend as well. She'll be shooting. So there are some really strong girl archers
ones.
coming up. And
I say little ones.
yeah, I know, right?
Young ones.
Yeah. So they are done. So let's go ahead and get the scores. Let's go ahead and refresh the scores. And once that comes up, we'll switch over to it. See how it looks. And Ryan shot a 295, 591. That's not a bad score for Ryan. Ella Stafford, 256. Good job, Ella. Great shooting. We've got Braxton and Crash. Both come from our club. Crash De Hoya. And Crash, he shot a 59X with his bow hunter setup this year.
Wow.
At 10 yards. Julia Cook, national champion from our club. Madison Wood, part of our club, won. Rendon Brooks, not a part of our club, but we claim her anyways because she's Texas girl that we see everywhere. This is going so fast, I can't talk fast enough. Emery De Hoya right there. She's a yeoman. That's how young. She's 9 years old, so, but she is, like I said, she put up a 4950X 300 at Siwat. Ethan Chan is an excellent shooter. He'll be here tomorrow. Matthew Parmenter put up a 295.
Jennifer 545.
Jennifer 545. That's a good shoot.
Consistent,
Yeah,
too.
so she shot pretty consistent. Coco Ma put up a good 560. That's a good score. Barry 526. Jordan Miners 556. Steve Arnold 515. All right, we're coming to the end, I think.
eventually.
Troy
we go.
308. Royce 386. And I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look up some of these. Ryan just came up and said that he had broke the state. What was it? The state record for a single round and a double round.
Ooh, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have something to report back at 6.
You know, and what would be funny is Logan can come in and blow it away. So Logan's
That is very true.
is a shooter. So, but 296, 295 is a pretty legit score.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty happy for him. He worked hard enough to put up some good scores.
That's awesome.
Well, we're going to go ahead, you guys. If you want to look at the updated scores, you are welcome to do that. Go to eyesonscore.com and refresh that screen, and you'll be able to see what's going on. We're going to go ahead and close out this live stream here in just a minute, and we're going to go work on some interviews, aren't we, Bailey?
More than likely.
More than likely. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, y'all.